Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, we gonna solve TS 2020 CO Computer Organization bits. Watch the complete video for better understanding and new tricks. CO is completely theoretical subject, and so maximum questions will be direct questions. All the concepts in CO are very easy, but you have to memorize them. It takes a lot of time, but still you can go through every topic. It will be very easy. Every topic is very easy. And let's get into our first question. The operation that is not performed by CPU is logical operation is performed by CPU. It means ALU performs arithmetic operation ALU, shift operation performs by CPU. But data transfer is not performed by CPU. It is performed by DMA controller. Data transfer is done by DMA controller only. DMA means direct memory access. Now let's get into our second question. The, the question is BIU bus interface unit uses a mechanism as instruction stream that is used to implement that dash architecture. Of course, it is pipeline architecture. In CO, it is very important to know every short forms and abbreviations. If you don't know that, you cannot identify the question or answer easily, and you will get confused there. Most of the times they use short forms in exams, so be careful with all abbreviations. Now let's get into our third question. DMA data transfer is initiated only after receiving that signal from the CPU. Now let's see how the DMA works. Whenever an IO device wants to transfer the data or from memory, it sends a DMA request DRQ to the DMA controller. DMA controller accepts the DRQ, asks the CPU to hold by sending a hold signal to the CPU. CPU receives the hold signal from DMA controller and relinquishes the bus and sends hold acknowledgement to the DMA controller. After receiving the hold acknowledgement, DMA controller acknowledges IO devices DAC that the data transfer can be performed, and DMA controller takes the charge of the system bus and transfer the data from memory. When the data transfer is accomplished, the DMA raise an interrupt to set know that the task of the data transfer is finished, and the processor can take control over the bus again and start processing where it has left. So the answer is hold acknowledgement. Now let's get into our next question. Dash feature should be included in cache memory organization. The answer is high space utilization, because the backdrop of the cache memory is low space. It has very limited space, mostly in MBs only. Cache has high speed data transfer rate, but cost is very high. It is kept very closer to the processor. Here is our fifth question. The performance of cache memory is frequently measured in terms of a quantity called. The performance of cache memory is measured in terms of hit ratio. The key has got wrong. There is no concept of latency ratio in cache memory. We have latency ratio in memory access, but not in cache memory. Cache memory is a very small topic and easy to understand. It is given highest priority in ECET as well as all the exams. It hardly takes 20 minutes to learn about cache memory. Go through the link in the description so you can get it easily. And let's move to the next question. Abbreviation of MIMD. MIMD means multiple instruction streams, multiple data streams. As I said, abbreviations are very important. We got a question in that also. So make a note of all abbreviations in a paper for easy recapitulation. Now let's move to another question. The offset used in the conditional branching is like if else in programming languages like C, C++. We can jump to another part of the program. In this case, it is asked how many bit offset is used for conditional branching. The answer is 24 bit. It will be very difficult to remember all this. So make short notes and go through the notes every day. So this will help you to memorize easily. Now let's move to another question. Vector processor are also known as dash processor. Vector processor is also known as array processor because it implements an instruction set containing instructions that operate on one dimensional arrays so of data called vectors. So the answer is array processor. Now let's get to our ninth question. Program input and output is a method of transferring data between. It is also known as programmed I/O. Programmed I/O transfers data between CPU and peripheral devices, or programmed I/O repeatedly checks the devices for data transfer, which wastes the CPU time and cycles a lot. Now let's get into our final question. Memory access time of CPU is always dash than the access time of any memory device. This question will be some difficult to understand, but when you think it in depth, it will be easy. Here this memory mean here this here this memory means RAM. RAM access time of CPU is always dash than access time of any memory device. Here memory device means peripherals, or peripheral memory devices means it is hard disk or any other memory disk like pen drive, etc. Here we when we convert this, RAM access time of CPU is always dash than the access time of input any memory device. It will be always less than because CPU access RAM very fast than other devices. So it is the correct answer is shorter. Go through all the concepts. Hope this video is helpful for you. Like, share and subscribe. Comment if you have any doubts or questions to be asked. Thank you. This is VSK signing off.